Hey guys, before this video starts, I just wanted to quickly mention that we're going to be doing a Halloween live stream on October 31st, Halloween night, starting at around 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I, Alex, am going to be playing Friday the 13th, Costume Quest 2, and South Park. So make sure you join us on Podcast Now at youtube.com. We're going to be live streaming that night, just playing those 3 games, having some fun. I'll be talking to you guys through live stream, anything you want to talk about, just, a nice little hangout to celebrate Halloween together. So I will see you guys there. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I'm here today to talk about our theory that the unknown woman in the newest Last of Us Part 2 trailer is Ellie's mom. Now, this was first kind of discussed to me by Tyler, actually, so I'm going to completely give him credit. He's the first one that brought it up to me before I watched the trailer. He said that this is what he thinks, and after watching the trailer, I think there is a lot to say that that is completely true. I think there's really no other reason why they would show us that, and there's lots of hints to suggest that that is the case. So, this trailer was showed to us in PlayStation's Paris Games Week conference. It's a fantastic trailer, just overall. It's absolutely beautiful. It's so brutal and atmospheric and just absolutely amazing. Really nice to see something else, something new from The Last of Us Part 2, from the first trailer we saw last year. So, in this trailer, we get to see a whole new cast of characters. And, later on in this video, I'll be showing you the Neil Druckmann interview as well. PlayStation has that up on their YouTube channel. Definitely check that out for exactly what he says, because he kind of ties together everything. So what do we see in the trailer? Well, we see this unknown woman being brought up to this area to basically be hung to death. And we get to see a lot of other people already dead, already, with the ropes around their necks, just already dead. And she gets kind of strung up, and then she gets talked to by a new character called Emily, who, as you would see in the trailer, she does eventually die. But these guys are, very unique individuals, these bad guys. We could label them in this trailer. It's very clear they have a very different kind of mindset. They seem, and as Tyler would have even said, they seem to kind of enjoy that the world has ended. They seem to be definitely in a different state of mind than the other people, but clearly they found this person and they've hung her up, and they're going to kill her. What's important to note here is they're going to cut her stomach open. Now, that is a very weird spot to want to cut somebody open. And why would they want to do that? Well, here's the thing. We can look at Twitter, too, for examples. Naughty Dog released, a couple tweets when the trailer came out and said, Victoria Grace is Yara. Now, that's the doctor, and we'll get to her in a second. Ian Alexander is Lev, with guest appearance from Emily Swallow as Emily. And finally, Laura Bailey, who is a lot of other characters in the Naughty Dog universe of games. She is Nadine in Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Lost Legacy, as well as many, many other characters. She's a fantastic actress. Is blank. It's a black space on the Twitter. And so they're not giving the name of this individual. And why would they show someone like her? Why would this person, Emily, want to cut her stomach open? Why is this Yara connected, this doctor? It's very possible that this Yara knows about this character, this new girl, Laura Bailey's character, and is trying to help her out. And obviously I feel like she's part of them, but she figures out whatever happened to this new character, Laura Bailey's character, because, there is some familiarity between her and Emily, into which, they bash one of her arms, which is part of that brutal scene. That's pretty darn epic, but they, smash her arm to, basically to shreds. She's not using that ever again. And so there's a connection there. They get saved by this new character, Lev. He comes in, he shoots people with arrows. It's really, really awesome. The new character, Emily, gets, killed. Eventually, Yara has Lev cut down Laura Bailey's character, to which Laura Bailey picks up the hammer, and clickers and, infected start running at them. What's important to note here is we don't know when and where this takes place, and that's obviously where this theory comes in. That is Ellie's mom. There's no other reason why they would show a scene like this. The character could definitely fit. She's very strong-minded. Sometimes kids aren't exactly like their parents, but they definitely share somewhat of the same traits of being very, very strong, powerful females. And there seemed to be a huge fascination with not only killing her, but disposing of whatever she had inside her stomach, which I would just assume she was already pregnant in that scene with Ellie. Now, the things to back me up, of course, is that Ellie was born in this infected world. This is after the virus already hit. This is after the end of the world. Ellie falls in the timeline. We know that when we played The Last of Us, the first game, is that she was born into this. She knows nothing but the world of these infected. So the time definitely fits. They're in kind of like a foresty area, and the trees and the shrubbery and all that stuff, it's being taken over. It's taking over everything, but it's not really to the point that The Last of Us, the first game, was, where it was completely engulfed, engulfed major cities, and really like nature had taken back the earth. I don't feel like it really quite got there yet in this trailer that we saw. So that could be pointing to that it's earlier on in the infection. That's what it would be. Ellie would be born probably 5-6-ish years into the new world, basically. The final thing that I want to point to kind of back me up is the interview with Neil Druckmann. Now, Neil Druckmann, obviously the creative director of the game, the writer of the game, incredibly talented man. He really is part of what makes Naughty Dog the best studio in the world. So they had an interview with him, and he was talking, how it's great to, show more stuff about The Last of Us Part 2. We've been working really hard on it. But then he says, and he's teasing us. He's clearly teasing us. He's saying how, last time we talked about hate and how hate fuels our characters, how hate fuels this game. And in this trailer, we wanted to introduce a brand new cast of characters. And that definitely is what they're doing. I mean, this Yara, this Lev, and this Laura Bailey character are new characters in the game. To the point where it's possible you may even play as Laura Bailey's character. That's very, very possible. And he talks about how there's a new cast of characters. He wanted to introduce them, or he wanted us to finally see them. And then he goes on to state that we don't know who these characters are. We don't know where these characters are. And more importantly, the last part, he says we don't know where this is happening, and we don't know when this is happening. That is an incredibly weird thing to say when talking about, what you're talking about. When is this happening? That immediately signifies to me that this is not present day. Where this is happening and when this is happening. This is clearly a flashback. Maybe not necessarily a flashback, but this is years ago. This is more than a decade ago. This is when the infection and the virus and all this stuff first hit. This is when the world kind of went to, absolute garbage. This is when Ellie was born. That is her mom. I assume we're going to be able to play as her, but this is her character. There's reasons why they're not telling us her name. There's reasons why they were trying to cut out the baby and kill the baby. Maybe they know that Ellie's special. Maybe the mom is special. Maybe the mom was bitten and she did not turn, and they know she's pregnant. All very possible. There's got to be something there. And then for Neil Druckmann to say that we don't know when this is happening indicates that I don't think this is a parallel story being told at the same time as Ellie and Joel's story in The Last of Us Part 2. I think this is a story being told, 15, 16, 17 years before the events of Last of Us Part 2. That is my opinion. I definitely think this person is Ellie's mom. Neil Druckmann certainly makes it sound so. It sounds like there's like mystery there, like he's kind of like leading us on. I feel like that's definitely the case. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Who is this mystery character? Who is Laura Bailey playing in The Last of Us Part 2? Is it Ellie's mom, or is it just a brand new character that people want to kill? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Like and share the video, and stay tuned. Tomorrow we're going to be having a recap on the Sony Paris Games Week in general. I'm going to be talking about everything they showed there and kind of like my review of it. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in that video. Just to let you guys know, we're going to be doing a Star Wars Battlefront 2 Community Day event on Sunday, November 19th and Sunday, November 26th, where Tyler and I will be playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we want to play with you. Those who have Star Wars Battlefront 2, we welcome you to play with us. We'll be collecting your names and hopefully being able to get into groups with you. We want to play with you, and we're giving you some incentive to do such. We're going to be giving away one $25 Fandango gift card to a person that plays with us on each event, as well as one $15 Fandango gift card to somebody who watches us on each event. So both events are going to have one set each of the gift cards, $125 and $115 for events 1 and 2. Again, this is taking place November 19th to the 26th. We hope to see you there.